Tonight, I noticed you did this swinging up the arms thing, and you did it also in the show.
It's really been a roller coaster of emotions for me this week, and I know that today was definitely a step backwards, but yeah, I'm definitely learning from my mistakes.
Frankie, where should we start? The feedback from Scott French was great attitude and walk. Loved his expression at the end of the runway.
I disagree. How do you think you did?
I think I was stiff.
Thanks for answering that honestly. But I think you did better in your catwalk at the tents than you did here. This is home base for you, and I didn't think your walk was strong tonight.
Casey, wow, what a better week. You look comfortable, you look great. Were you nervous this week that it was all catwalk?
I was pretty nervous because I went into it knowing that that's my weakness, and I worked as hard as I could off the catwalk so that it showed on the catwalk.
And it showed.
Yeah, it did.
Because it was a big difference from last week. You really took that kick in the butt, and you learned something from it this week.
Moving on to Ben. You improved so much this week.
The feedback from Scott French was strongest walker, square to camera, not stiff at all.
You lost the prison guard.
It's ironic that your best walk happened to be in front of thousands of people. You're still a little stiff, but you did very well. I was proud of you.
Yeah.
I was.
It was weird because, like, right before I went out, my stomach was just dropped, got all nervous and stuff. But when I got out there, it was just like, bam, there's a light, it was like heaven.
Thank you, Ben. Great work this week. All right, on to Katie. You seemed really distant this week.
I have a lot going on. Like, I try so hard at home, to work on my measurements and make sure I'm in the gym, make sure I don't reach for those crackers or that piece of pizza. So I can totally see where you think I might have been distant.
Are you willing to make sacrifices?
Yes.
Jerry Thames, the form designer, his feedback was Katie is the girl next door and not high fashion. What do you guys think? Be honest.
Casey, what do you think? Casey, you want to say something?
Katie, my opinion is that you have a lot of great intention and your actions don't always follow up with them. I see you going to the gym, but then afterwards you'll get a piece of bread and you'll get some carbs in you, or like some peanut butter, and then you'll have a cigarette.
Remember the first week I sat here saying to you, do you really want to change yourself so much? Or would it be better if you maybe found something that accepted you for who you are? I knew that you'd be going through this.
Thank you, models. Please leave the catwalk while we evaluate your work and we decide who the winner is and which three of you will be up for the vote. All right, let's start with Ronnie.
He was stiff in this.
He's too stiff here and he was too animated tonight.
Yeah.
The swinging of the arms was distracting.
I think when you look sort of classic and all-American, you really have to work harder to prove to everyone else that you can be editorial.
And though Ronnie has done so well in the past weeks, I think that this week wasn't his week.
All right, Holly was just a breath of fresh air this week.
She also worked the look.
This girl really wants it. She is proving it to us. I thought she was superb in the show, and I thought she was superb here.
Katie, how do you guys think she did this week?
I think she did better. Is she a supermodel? No.
Right.
Is she improving? Yes.
She is getting better, but she's smoking cigarettes, eating bread right after she runs and trains. Katie definitely looks bigger this week.
This is not an issue about weight or size. It's an issue about modeling.
Casey.
I think Casey's doing much better than last week.
Casey looked like he belonged in the New York men's fashion show season.
There was definitely a new confidence.
I think we can get him to that next level if he wants it.
Moving on to Frankie. Very stiff. I really would have liked him to loosen up.
In this catwalk, I thought it was poor. In fact, I think it's the poorest he's ever done.
Miss Jackie, she looks miserable.
I just didn't think she delivered. She's one of the strong, sexy walkers. She has to be able to adapt to different types of walks.
But can she adapt?
Is she better or she's out?
Moving on to Ben.
I think he is learning and proving to us that he can do this.
And I think he's embracing his fashion side, so I'm proud of this kid.
All right, we know who did the best and who did the worst this week. Let's bring them out. There are 7 models standing before us. 3 of you showed us a walk and attitude at New York Fashion Week that says I can be made into a supermodel.
And 3 of you did not, and will be put up for the vote.
Holly, the designer chose you as his lead look and said he would book you again. Ben, from Nashville to New York Fashion Week, it now feels like this is where you belong. Casey, not only did you bounce back from a tough week, you did it at New York Fashion Week. Casey, you are safe. You may leave the catwalk. Ben and Holly, you guys own the catwalk this week, but only one of you can win. Ben, you are our winner this week, and you have one immunity, which means you cannot be placed in the bottom 3 for next week. Congratulations, you may leave the catwalk. That means, Holly, you are safe. Congratulations, you may leave the catwalk.
There are 4 of you standing before us. 3 of you will be put up for the vote. Frankie, the real world hit you hard this week. You were stiff and you were very uncomfortable, and you knew it. Ronnie, you have improved up till now, but this week, you kind of fell back, man. Katie, being a supermodel requires a dedication that we believe you do not have. Jackie, you always had a sexy walk, but this week demanded high fashion, and you came up short. Ronnie, you are up for the vote. Katie, you too are up for the vote. Frankie and Jackie, it's down to you two. Jackie, you are safe. You can leave the catwalk.
Thank you.
That means, Frankie, you two are up for the vote.
Frankie, Katie, Ronnie, whether you stay or you go is now out of our hands. It's up to America to decide who can't be made into a supermodel. Good luck. You may leave the catwalk.
If you want to make Ronnie a supermodel, call 1-866-I-Want-01. That's 1-866-492-6801. Or text the number 1 to 51555. If you want to make Frankie a supermodel, call 1-866-I-Want-02. That's 1-866-492-6802. Or text the number 2 to 51555. And if you want to make Katie a supermodel, call 1-866-I-Want-03. That's 1-866-492-6803. Or text the number 3 to 51555. The Alltel wireless phone and text lines are now open and will remain open until 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can vote online at bravotv.com.
Even though I killed it on the runway at the Forum Fashion Show and I killed it tonight, I made it to the bottom 3. Again, I'm so pissed right now. I'm like upset. It's not even the word. I'm just lit right now.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions for me. I have a hard time, with emotions, especially in this competition. I won't accept this again.
I'm just gonna take all the bad, negative, comments that I've gotten, turn it into a positive, man. I really, really hope I get to stay here to the end, man. I want to so bad, and I really do.
Visit bravotv.com to learn more about Make Me a Supermodel.